Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to One Good Scare. We are back with all of your spooky shit. Mr. Keegan, how are you?
I'm very good, man. I feel like we don't see each other enough, Pete.
It's marvelous. I know it's tremendous. Isn't it?
Yeah. I just sit in fetal position, crying until
Waiting for us,
until
rocking.
it's showtime again.
Yeah, I've got a picture of you on my mantelpiece that I like to look at now and then. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see you that way. We'll see you that way. So we've got lots of interesting stuff to get through tonight. Just checking the comments. We've got one. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
It is.
Of course.
And we've got Terry. Nice to see you, Terry. Appreciate the shout out in tonight's video, Terry. I do appreciate that. I'm glad you got the mug.
Thank you so much. Hey, Jeffrey's
now
here.
We've got Jeff. Nice to
Fiona.
see you, Jeff.
Hello.
Hope you are well. And hello, Fiona. Hope you are well as well.
People must have missed us, man. We got the comments.
We've got
flooding in
Sean.
right now. Like,
Nice to see you, Sean. Hope you're well, bud. Nice to see you as well. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, we've got lots of interesting news to crack on with and a couple of interesting movie reviews.
did you see both? You seen one?
No, I haven't seen both yet.
Didn't
I
see the
haven't
other
seen
one.
both
Okay,
yet.
all right.
Yeah, I've seen one.
Yeah.
And I've kind of used all of my wife's goodwill. So
They're good movies, though. well, yeah, we'll get to it later.
is I mean, before we get into the slides, and we haven't got a slide on it, but is 28 Years Later out this weekend? Is that this weekend?
Next weekend, I think.
I thought it was this weekend. That's a shame. I was going to
Sir, I was literally just about to say what date is it. It's mid-month, and it's at the end of the month.
Okay. Yeah. Fuzzy, any word on who won the bidding rights for Texas Chainsaw? I've got a slide on that, Fuzzy. You've got a slide, mate. But you're absolutely right. Jordan Peele and A24 both believed, both wanted it. Yeah. Terry, pleasure. Did you watch as far as my hoping to have completion of all volumes? I didn't, mate. I only got about halfway through, then I had to come live with Mr. Keegan because he cries if he doesn't see us.
I do.
So I only got about halfway through the video. Sorrel, nice to see you, Sorrel. Hope you're well, my friend. Okie dokie, let's crack on. We've got lots to get through tonight. We'll start with...
This sounds really cool.
No, it doesn't, man. It doesn't sound cool.
This is touring America later in the year, I believe. So this is Evil Dead in concert. So it's going to be the first Evil Dead movie with a live orchestra doing the score. So I know a lot. I know there's a lot of these kind of things around. Like I know I've seen Lord of the Rings ones. I've not gone to one myself, but where they, and I think Joker, there was a big one for Joker.
So I've seen some clips recently of Endgame, and it looked. I have to say, it looked phenomenal because the portal scene at the end, people up on the chairs almost.
Yeah. And you know, Evil Dead has a very sharp. I think like seeing a real orchestra doing like horror stuff is awesome. So like yeah, I'm hoping that this has an international tour at some point afterwards, but it's just doing it in the US later in the year. It's very cool. This is why are you so down on this, man?
It doesn't necessarily appeal to me, I have to say. But I'd give it a go. What I would say is I've seen the Chin on Instagram an awful lot lately. He must be doing a touring circuit or something. And he's phenomenal in interview, I have to say. There's some great... It's either a book signing or something he's doing a lot of at the moment. And he's very entertaining. He's a kind of a naturally witty guy, I think.
Yeah.
So there's a lot... He did a great story about working with Tobey Maguire on the Spider-Man movies. And about his interactions with Toby, which is well worth checking out. It's good fun. Sorrel's just saying they've just done a Pokemon Live orchestra one as well. Sorrel, I couldn't think of anything worse. I'd rather gouge my own eyeballs out.
I'd be
and
singing
Pokemon
along and shit.
ears.
Yeah.
No, dear God.
Fair.
That's enough. That's enough, James. Not good. No. Terry, War of the Worlds. I can believe that. That would be good. That would be interesting. Obviously, a radio show to start with, wasn't it? We'll stick an orchestra on anything these days. I've seen adverts for 90s rave music by orchestra. Cock off. I think I'm with Fuzzy on this. I think it's a generational thing, probably. Okay, as Fuzzy mentioned, we've had a bit of a bidding war for Texas Chainsaw Massacre rights. Mr. Keegan, tell me a little bit about this.
Few names in at the moment. So yeah, Jordan Peele with A24 is looking to buy the rights. Osgood Perkins, who wants to produce and co-write with Brian Bertino. Brian Bertino is the guy who created The Strangers. Did the original Strangers movie?
Yeah, I was going to say the original or the dog shit one we watched.
No, the original. But is he involved in the new one? I feel like he is involved in the new one, and that's why I was surprised. It's the same thing again. He wrote them or something. So
Should we not have seen episode 2 of that by now, by the way?
that's out this year. That's out this summer.
Is it?
Yeah. In a couple of months, I think. So
I look forward to that.
yeah. God, that first one was terrible, wasn't it? Yeah, a couple other names. So Blumhouse. So Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw. I would assume Blumhouse is in here as well. I don't see their name there, but I'd imagine someone for Blumhouse. And yeah, so like, I mean, what I don't get, right, is you have so many iconic horror franchises. You got Nightmare on Elm Street, you got Friday the 13th, you got, you know, like, and haven't had movies from them in fucking years. But there's always a Texas Chainsaw movie around. And I think it's like the weakest one. So I'm surprised that there's such a passion from these guys to want to do one of these.
It's got such a big kind of fan following, hasn't it? But I have to say, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of Texas Chainsaw. I don't think I've actually sat through the full movie, to be honest. I tell you what I am excited for is Netflix have got a brilliant little series called Monsters. First series of Monsters was all about Ted Bundy. Then they did the I can't remember the name of the Menendez brothers. I think season 4 of it is going to be about Ed Gein, the guy who kind of inspired this whole thing. Guy who killed loads of people and turned them into garden furniture and chairs and cups and things like that. I'm more interested in seeing that than another Texas Chainsaw, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like dirty horror, like kind of gross, rusty chainsaws, hillbilly horror kind of stuff.
That kind of
never
dirty.
really been a fan of
I
that
like
genre.
dirty horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, like, I'm a big fan of X, and X is very Texas Chainsaw inspired. But like, I don't really like any of these movies. Yeah. So like, but like, if this like sells for a lot, I'd be curious if some of the other companies would be like, ooh, we could, throw Nightmare on Elm Street out there and get.
Jeff's just saying here, looking forward to Megan 2.0. Hold on to your vaginas. Oh, that's a shame. Jeff's obviously been drinking hard tonight if he's looking forward to Megan 2.0.
I'm looking forward to Megan 2.0.
Yeah, no, but you're not normal.
Cool.
Jeff's a semi-normal guy. Do you know what I mean? I expect you to want to see more Megan. Sorrel wants to see more Megan. I don't know if I told you. I think it was on Sorrel's show the other day. I was talking about this. I'd taken Alona to see a film we're going to be talking about at the end, and the trailer for Megan 2 came on, and she literally turned to us after the trailer and looked at us with kind of just absolute hatred in her eyes, and she said, "You're going to make us watch that, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." She didn't speak to us.
She's a bad bitch, man. She's an inspiration.
How dare you? That's my wife. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to clip that and send it to her. What a nerve.
She chose my wordings. Apologies. All these horror directors, someone do something original for a change. Give us something.
I think we nearly got one, Fuzzy Mind. I think if you haven't seen Thanksgiving yet, both me and James loved that.
Yeah.
That could be iconic, I think. And I tell you what else I'm a big fan of, but I think it ended poorly because of some poor sequels and also some shenanigans with the director, I believe, or the writer, is Jeepers Creepers. I think that could have been a phenomenal kind of iconic creature,
I think
stealing
I would
body
still
parts
say that's
and stuff.
an iconic creature. Like, I'll never forget, and I was really young when I watched that movies. The shot, it's like a silhouette, and he's like has the head, and he bites the head and pulls the tongue off, and I'm just like, that's drilled in my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, the director's a bad guy. So
Sean saying you wouldn't like Hills Have Eyes. I love the remake of Hills Have Eyes, Sean. It's quite disturbing, like. But have you seen that one?
No, I've never seen it. I've been meaning, because I love Wes Craven, so to watch the original, I've been meaning to, and I know it's considered one of the better of the kind of mid-2000s remake craze.
It's a really weird scene. I think this is the right film, Sean. Correct us if I'm wrong. Where they set the dad on fire, and some of them go out to kind of leave the van thing they're in, and the hillbilly types break into the van. And I think at one point he kind of breastfeeds or something, or it's very weird, very weird. But it's worth a watch. I'm a big fan of Wrong Turn as well, the original Wrong Turn.
I enjoy Wrong Turn too, just because it's so bad. And there's one particular shot, I'm sure I've mentioned this on the show before, but there's a shot where it's like two people, they're on a beach and they turn and look, and it's like one of the kind of inbred people in the distance, and they like look at them and start running, and it's really funny. It's just like unintentionally funny for some reason. It's like,
You should put
"Whoa!"
yeah.
Just-
You need the what do you call it? Yeah, it's messed up Sean scene. I'm excited for this, mind.
I am. So we got our first behind the scenes look at Ready or Not, Here I Come. So it's Catherine Newton and fucking, I have to go with names. Now I'm not forgetting her name.
Yeah,
Someone. I think the interesting thing looking at this, it looks like it's going to take place immediately after the first movie.
Yeah.
She's in the dress. She's got her hand bandaged up because she hurts it in the first movie. So like picking up straight away.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. I love the original of this, so I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to be pretty darn cool. Interesting handcuffed as well. So yeah,
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because I don't know, because like, you know, if you've seen the first one, it ends pretty definitively for the villains of that movie. So what do you
but we don't know if this is a standard thing for the hoi polloi. It might, all the big rich families might do this. Do you know what I mean? Because
maybe it's like you're not supposed to get away with it, and it's like other families doing it then,
and
you know,
the other lady who I forget her name from, who was in the Frankenstein movie recently, perhaps she's the bride or whatever in the other family, and she gets caught up with this one. I don't know. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Should be fun.
I can't wait. Yeah, and it's just such a good movie. The first one is, and you know, great directors. Very excited. So.
Yeah. Bit of Saw news.
So, Blumhouse has acquired the rights to the Saw series. So we talked a few months ago about like Saw 11.
Yeah, because they said they'd cancelled it, hadn't they?
Cancelled it, and then people were like, "Oh, Saw's done now." So no, it's obviously not. So Blumhouse has acquired the rights to the Saw movies, and James Wan will be coming back in a producer role.
I wonder if that means though that they're just gonna rehash it. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna start from the beginning again.
I don't know. There is. I believe Tobin Bell is sick, so I don't think you can do too many more Jigsaw ones.
He looked at canny age in the last few.
And like you're doing a prequel where he's supposed to be 20-something years younger as well. You know, I feel like that would be unfortunate because they're like the last one did leave loose strings, you know, with the side characters and stuff. So like I would like to see that resolved. And
But
I thought X was the best one as well.
Yeah, I did enjoy the last one. I have to say. Sorrel's just saying Catherine Newton.
Catherine Newton's the one on the right. We can Samara Weaving. Thank you. After I just came back. Yeah.
Fuzzy's on off, back on. Yeah, I have to say, with the Saw films, we're that far down now. Was it 7 or 8 movies? It's becoming
10.
10, is it?
Yeah.
It's becoming a bit of a challenge trying to link them all into the same.
Oh,
sick
they're
guy.
nonsense. It's
So,
so much going on.
I don't think I would mind
Fresh start.
a fresh start, kick off from the beginning
New
again,
Jigsaw,
kind of thing.
new actors, Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Try start again. Yeah, I'd be up for that as well. I think, and I think they learned their lesson not to kill him so early as well.
Yeah.
Where you have to shoehorn him in,
Absolutely.
with flashbacks and prequels and stuff like that. So,
And these movies, for me, to be fair, they're a bit like Final Destination. The ongoing plot kind of thing isn't that important. It's the creativity of the kills and the situations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did try and do something different. Like they did the Spiral from the Book of Saw, and that was supposed to be kind of a rebooty. Like it's in the same universe, but it was like not much connection to the previous ones, and people hated it. So I think
Was that Chris Rock?
Chris Rock, and Sam Jackson, people. It's easy to forget that one exists.
I've never even seen it. I have to say.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
It's an interesting one. I was really excited when it was coming out because it's like, oh, it's a proper detective movie. Like, it just happens to be Saw. Yeah. And you know, it was okay. Like,
Sorrel saying 10's insane. If they do number 11, excuse me, 11, it'll have to be Fast and Furious. Oh, Christ, Fast and Furious. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting to see if they reset it.
yeah.
Now, I've put this slide in, James, and my brain's gone completely. I can't remember the name of the film. This is
Violent
David
Night
Harbour. Say again?
Violent Night.
Violent Night. I wanted to say Silent Night, Deadly Night, but that's a totally different film. So this is Violent Night, which is the Christmas-based You want to say horror? It's not really a horror. It's more.
It's
of
like
an
a
action.
action thriller kind
Yeah.
of series. Yeah, yeah.
This
I'm
film-
okay with it here. I don't mind.
Yeah, this film surprised me when it came out because it's surprisingly graphic near the end. I mean, there are some great scenes where he's killing people with candy canes and things, and then when he gets his main weapon back at the end, and I loved the mythology of it. I loved that you kind of flashed back to his early days.
Oh, like a Viking warrior.
Viking
kind of
warrior
god
thing, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was awesome. Yeah.
I'm happy to see more of this. This franchise could just go. I'm rewatching all the John Wicks at the moment. This could go the way of John Wick. Each episode just getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and So yeah, I'm excited for this. Is this something you would be keen to see?
Oh, I love the first one. I absolutely love it. I know Jeff's a big fan as well. Yeah, I thought it was, and I think there was room for improvement, so I am excited for a sequel. Because I think there was like a lot of creative stuff, a lot of fun action, but it wasn't like John Wick level like choreography. And I think if you injected that into this would be.
I enjoyed it a lot, but I felt it was quite confused as what it wanted to be. So sometimes the violence in the story felt really quite silly and kiddie-ish.
Yeah.
Like family friendly almost. And then all of a sudden it jarred into real graphic violence.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, where do you want to be? I'm not quite sure who you're aiming for here, But yeah, definitely worth a watch. Cannot wait for the second one.
Yes.
And I quite like David Harbour, I have to say.
He's great. And I'm just happy like that they're doing another one as well. It's like it's exciting.
Cool. Very cool. Sorrel will be happy in the chat. We talked about this on his channel the other day, but James, your strike is a Monster High fan. You looking forward to this?
I'm not, but it's sort of horror-ish news, so I guess it has to go in. So Monster High is getting a live-action movie adaptation from Megan director Gerard Johnston. So I think that's a pretty good fit. I think the tone of Megan is right where you want this to be. I'm curious, like, what the tone of the movie will be.
So we were thinking more Wednesday. I mean, so I don't know if you know much about the franchise. It's very much Wednesday
Dracula's
in terms
daughter
of
and Frankenstein's
but it's a
daughter
ghoul
and that
school
stuff.
kind of thing. All the daughters of famous horror characters are at this school, So, I could see it as a TV series, not necessarily a movie.
Well, I was just about to ask: is the lore of it purely from like the back of the box of the dolls, or is there?
There's cartoons, there's live
cartoons
action
and
movies.
There's previous live action movies.
Yeah, 2 live action movies.
Right.
I
Disney Channel
remember
or something. Is it? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon,
I remember
whatever.
watching a lot of the animated movies and shorts. I think they were like YouTube shorts initially, because my daughter was banging to these when they very first came out. And you know what? It was all right. It was, as far as that kind of stuff go.
Do you know, I came out of the Barbie movie loving it. So anything can be good. Yeah, this might end up being fun if there's like a good cast in it. Good choice of director, I think, for it. Like that kind of teen horror director.
And if you can get some of these original figures, they're worth a pretty penny.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
Fuzzy's not impressed. He's not happy with doing this. This is worse than video games.
Might
Fuzzy,
as well tune out now, Fuzz.
Fuzzy,
'cause
hold
there's
on
a
to your
lot of
hat,
video
mate. I've never seen as many video game slides tonight. I'm switching. I'm going to do a Jacob. I'm going to go to the toilet during that section. Sorrel, cartoons, Time to movies, more cartoon movies, about 20 comics, and even Monster High. I remember that one.
Is that a thing?
That was a tune. That
a
was a
real
song.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That should be our intro. You singing that.
Maybe not. So yeah, interesting. We'll see. Now I couldn't give a rat's ass about this.
Did you see the first one?
Do you know what I did? Maybe is it 5 years, 6 years ago. This
Something like that.
yeah. This is Mar 2 announced.
2 has been
Mar
announced.
1 is based. I'm trying to remember. It's one of those films I know I've seen.
Yeah.
But it meant
I
that
can't remember
little
a
to
thing that
us.
happened in
I
it.
remember very little.
Exactly.
I think basically she befriends some kids. She's the cool adult.
Yeah.
She like
Lets
lets
them
them
come over
have
her house and
alcohol
have
in her
parties and
house and
stuff,
stuff.
yeah.
And then she's basically crazy or
She
something.
becomes like
Yeah.
obsessed with them.
Yeah,
and stuff,
that's right.
And I think she's weird and reject her. Yeah.
I don't remember leaving this thinking, wow, what a great movie. I certainly was not anticipating a sequel in any shape or form. I
Does she
can't
die
even
at the
remember.
end?
Well, I can't even remember
How
if
does
she
she end?
died
How
or
does it
what.
end?
I can't remember.
Yeah, just so left field. Where who's asking for this, But well, there must be someone had a really good idea for it. I'm guessing, but and I'll tell you, Spencer is great. So,
Sorrel, can you remember how did it end? Did she not die at the end? I just can't remember much about this at all.
But yeah, just when I was scrolling through Blade Disgusting and this came up, I was like, oh, it's weird. So yeah, I mean, Matu could be great. We'll see.
Yeah, could be. I wanted to mention this. This is season 2 and the final season of Sandman over on Netflix. I came late to the party with Sandman season 1. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was cracking. Season 2 is coming out. It will be the last one because of all of the shenanigans with Neil Gaiman. They've announced all the titles. You can see them on screen there. It's nice to see some of the original cast are going to be back. Death's a Fear in there. Death and the High Cost of Living is a title I recognise, obviously, from the comic books. I would give this a go. If you've not seen this, if you've sat on the fence with it, I would give the first season a go. It's a bit of an anthology tale, so every episode's different. I'm interested to see what they do with Lucifer. Lucifer, James, was played by... Oh, I'll get her name.
Oh, it's Brienne from Game of Thrones.
Yes, yeah, she was in Game of Thrones, the great big tall lady.
We're not good with names tonight.
Is it Gwyneth or something? Or
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to this. I think this could be really good. It's a shame, in some regards, it's ended because of all the hoo-ha, but who knows? It might come back in the future. And at the very least, you've got a whole host of standalone episodes, so you can dip in and out. There is an overarching narrative, but you don't really need to know it, you know?
Yeah. I've still not watched this. I'm a huge fan. Love the Sandman is one of my favorite comic series ever. I adore the Audible audiobook series. Like, and I know it's like, you know, that's a very close adaptation of the books, and I know that this is as well. So yeah, I just have to jump in and give it a go. Like, I know I'll love it. So unfortunate that it's had to come to an end that quick, you know. Because now people like it anyway.
But in some regards, I absolutely agree. But in some regards, at least they knew it was coming to an end, so they've ended it on their terms. I hate nothing more than a series that thinks it's coming back for a season and it just ends, and you're kind of left with a cliffhanger or whatever. At least with this, they knew it. Do you know what I mean? If you watch one episode from the previous series, I can't remember the name of the episode, but the episode with Death in it is just amazing. Just really, really heart tugger. So yeah, well worth checking out. Ooh, Stranger Things.
So we got the very interesting breakdown, but we got the release dates for Stranger Things in America and Europe. So correct me if I'm wrong, it's Thanksgiving. Is it the first volume? I believe it's Thanksgiving that date lands on, and then the second is Christmas Day, or Stephen's Day for us. And then New Year's Eve and January 1st, New Year's Day for Europe and America. Is that not kind of like, because I'm assuming it's 7 episodes or something like that. So it'd be 3 and 1.
Something like that. So are they dropping all of the episodes in volume 1 on the same date? Do you know what I mean? Or is it like 26th, they put the first one out and then there's more after that?
No, I assume a volume is a collection of
them.
Episodes, yeah. So like, it's interesting to pick like something like Christmas Day and stuff, because it's like, if your family doesn't love Stranger Things and isn't excited to see, you're not going to get to watch it that day. Or
I don't know. I think they do. I quite like that idea. I think Stranger Things is massive. I mean, we do exactly the same with things like Doctor Who and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's always a Christmas Day special.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't this have a special?
But isn't each episode like more than 2 hours long? So it's 6 hours of stuff.
That's the thing. It depends what volume 1 contains, because I thought there was a good few episodes. So if you're looking at 6 hours of TV, but I guess, you know, watch volume 1, spend time with your family. You know, it's nice.
You'd probably rather watch volume 1, wouldn't you?
I would.
So would I. Or have it like a headphone in at the dinner table, you know, with the player and the phone. I don't know. It just strikes me as an interesting, just an interesting one, and it's Christmas as well. I also forgot to put in here about the animated series. They talked a little bit about that, and it's going to be like an Into the Spider-Verse style cartoon, like animation, Arcane Into the Spider-Verse, and I think that's a really weird choice, because I would have swore they would have gone for like a Hanna-Barbera 2D animation with it.
The teaser poster thing looked very Hanna-Barbera, didn't it? But maybe
Was that
wasn't.
was that an official thing? I don't
Well,
know.
maybe it wasn't. I thought it was an official, and maybe it wasn't.
But I read that and I was like, that's a weird choice. But it's set between season 2 and 3, so it's another monster kind of thing. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, lots
Christmas-
of chat.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, they can guarantee an audience at home ready to watch TV. You look at what happened when Disney Plus dropped Encanto on Christmas Day. Yeah, fair point. Yeah.
And Fuzzy's quite right. Netflix don't need to worry about ratings, though. It wouldn't really happen elsewhere. Yeah. I'm hyped up for this. I'm a massive fan of this franchise. I just hope I hope this sticks the land. I hope this is a good end. You know,
Hard one for such a beloved thing. How it's gonna satisfy. Like, you know, the hope is that it'll be considered one of the greatest finales of all time. And wrap everything up in a nice bow. So we'll see.
Fuzzy, have you? I know we talked a while ago. You hadn't watched any Stranger Things. Have you managed to watch any yet? Be really interested to.
It's so good.
It's a big chunk of TV to watch now, Fuzzy, to get up in time for this. But I would be interested in your thoughts on it, particularly the last season. I thought was cracking. It was cracking. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Looking forward to it.
What was this?
This is something about games, James. This is
No,
so
this-
weird.
this one's
It
not-
is.
this
No,
one's
it's a
not.
title of a video game that's becoming a film, but I couldn't understand the title of it.
Phasmophobia.
That's
Well, I
the
would have
fella.
thought you'd put a Phasmophobia logo and not a Blumhouse logo.
Well, because I googled all over the place trying to find out what the shit you were on about, and this is all that came up.
Phasmophobia is an incredibly popular horror game. It's like a first-person kind of.
Never heard of it.
Sort of think Slender. I think it's like Slenderman-esque, where it's like a jump scare kind of focused thing. And I know there's a multiplayer element to it as well. But like just huge, like probably always in the top 10 selling games of the year, of the week or whatever. So I know people love it. So it's getting a film adaptation with Blumhouse. I don't believe. You're just looking at deadlines. Now there's no one attached to director or anything yet. But yeah, it's spooky, ghosty kind of stuff. So like you know, this could be good. Hopefully it's good.
Never
Do
heard
really
of.
well, I'm sure.
Never heard of this game. So
No,
yeah.
Phasmophobia.
But I do like Blumhouse, mind. I think they do some good films. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Blumhouse, so we've had Summer Games Fest last week. Now I'm going to apologize to Fuzzy and to yourself, Peter, for I would say an extreme amount of video game slides. And
I don't
had
accept your apology.
I had to cherry pick because there was I would say probably at least a third of the games that were at the thing were horror games. So like out of 50 games or something like that, I just cherry picked like 8 or 9, whatever. Yeah, Blumhouse Games had a few games to show, and so Chris saw Theater of Idols, first person, very like Bioshock looking, like you use blood as like to you stick a gun in your arm to like suck blood and then use it as bullets and stuff. Looks very interesting. Sleep Awake is kind of a first person walking thing, like you're walking through nightmares, sort of nightmare simulator kind of thing. Looked interesting. Grave Seasons, this looks awesome. This is like a pixel art, like Pokemon looking game, where you're a farmer and you're kind of going around to the town. I think you just moved there, you just inherited the farm or something like that, and you're going around the town like speaking to people, and there's basically like kind of monsters that come out at night and eat the villagers. So I think you're trying to solve like a mystery. So like it looks very, very cool. And Project C wasn't at Summer Games Fest, it's just on the list here, but that looks there's a teaser trailer, no gameplay or anything, but spooky on the way. Okay. So yeah, really impressive showing from Blumhouse. I know they want to be a big name in video games, and I think they're off to a good start.
Just before we move on, Fuzzy's confirmed he's not seen any Stranger Things yet. Neither Sorrel.
Sorrel, really? I'm surprised.
Sorrel, I thought you would have been all over. Yeah. Stranger Things, it feels right up your street, mate. Fuzzy's already gone off. Fuzzy's switched off. Yeah. Right, James. Come on, James. Crack on.
Let's crack on through. The biggest news of the show, I would say, is Resident Evil 9 was announced. So it is called Resident Evil Requiem. The main character is Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of a character named Alyssa Ashcroft from Resident Evil Outbreak, I want to say. One of the characters there. So, yeah, it looks very cool, very spooky. No, sorry to clarify. Love Stranger Things. Don't love video game chat. Okay, fair enough.
With you.
I mean, you don't listen to me when we're on the fucking toy show either. So,
And even when he is listening, most of us can't understand you, so it's fine. It's fine.
of course.
Yeah.
So one of the settings is Raccoon City. You're returning to it. So basically, at the end of Resi 2 or 3, Raccoon City gets nuked. So it's the first time back in Raccoon City, like at post like nuclear explosions, or like 20, 30 years later. I think there's some cool opportunities to do some freaky monster stuff there, things that survived and maybe are irradiated, you know. Yeah, there's like, you know, in like we get a glimpse of every Resident Evil game has this kind of monster that follows you for a chunk of the games. I actually tried to jump back into Resi 2 yesterday, and I made it half an hour, and I'm just like too scared of the thing that's like stomping after you to continue playing. This one looks like it's sort of like what was that movie? The spider, the your man from
Cobwebs.
Cobwebs. Yeah, it looked a bit like the monster from Cobwebs, where it was like kind of folding back on itself and it's like crawling up the walls. I think that's gonna be it. Like that thing is gonna follow you for the game, I'm guessing. There's rumors. I know that the company during the kind of presentations that this is going to be like a big, some big changes to the formula here. So I'm guessing it's going to be open world or some kind of massive like explorable areas. That was rumored a while ago, and it was also rumored that Leon was one of the main characters of the game. So I think they're probably hiding him. I'd say he's probably in this because it's been a while since a mainline game has started him. So yeah, looks really great. People are very excited about this. It's out February 27th, so not even that far away either. So yeah, looks awesome. And I'm sure we'll get some gameplay, proper gameplay demos down the road as well soon. So
You made me watch the trailer for this, didn't you?
yeah, what do you think?
It looks all right. It looks very Resident Evil. Yeah, looks all right. Looks good.
Cool. Are you happy you watched the trailer?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, it was all right. As far as the trailers you made us watch go, this was my favourite. I think maybe.
I just hang on. I want to see where. I'm trying to click chat to come up, and it's not coming up for some reason. There we go. It's amazing that James hasn't got an inferiority complex the way the poor expletive deleted is treated. I know. I just take it on the chin, take it in my stride. I never complain.
But Terry, it's like a kid who keeps sticking his fingers in an electric socket. You tell him 15 times, and he keeps doing it. Do you know what I mean? So
Keeps doing what? Talk about games?
More game slides. Do you know what I mean? I've gone with it. I've enjoyed the trailer. The next trailer, dog shit. The next game, I think.
Interesting. Sarle's asking where's the zombies. They'll be in it. I think later Resis have been less zombie oriented. But I'm sure that there'll be some kind of nuclear zombies in this or something. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
No, sorry. I like this one.
This one looked very Resi as well, I think. So this was kind of a surprise game. It's by Mudfish Games, who I'm not super familiar with, but graphically it looks incredible. So it's a first person. There's sort of these weird John Carpenter-y The Thing kind of creatures, like giant kind of, you know, Rat King-esque kind of things coming at you and stuff. Looks terrifying. I'm gonna be too scared to play this. I can't play this. But it looks very cool, you know. Yeah, people are really excited. Games are so scary now, man. They're so real looking.
What's the title? Is it ill as in I feel ill, or is it?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Like
I like the trailer for this. I have to say, I did like the trailer for this. This looked quite creepy and interesting. That
Just
bottom image there you've got of the guy in like the mech suit.
Yeah.
Is that attacking, or is that something we're going to be able to play as?
I'd imagine if there's any kind of mech suit in it, you'll probably get control of it at some point in the game. I don't know. There's the whole setting is sort of like that. Looks very contrasting to what the rest of the game was. But yeah, like I'm sure. Well, if ill is like a sickness or something, maybe it's some kind of a hazmat suit or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like maybe that'll be a mechanic in I don't know. We don't know that much about it. But yeah, looks very cool. I think this is out 2026. I believe they said as well. So yeah, this is going to be fighting with Resi for like the horror game of the year, I'm sure.
This was more in terms of this wasn't really what I would class as a trailer, mind. It looked like it was like a game 4 minutes of gameplay, really, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
Do you know what I mean? This looked more interesting to me than Resident Evil, I have to say.
Yeah, I think it's because Resident Evil has that legacy, you know, and there's going to be a kooky Japanese flair to it as well when you're playing it. Whereas this just looks terrifying. Like just ugh. Yeah. So that's ill. Silent Hill's the one you didn't like?
I just thought it was just a boring trailer, and I didn't. I don't know. It just didn't work for us. I don't know why. It's very anime kind of, or it felt very anime inspired kind of. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That said, I've got no massive connection to Silent Hill as a franchise. I've seen the first movie, I think. But is this similar to the other Silent Hills? Is it normally kind of Japanese?
No. It's a Japanese. Obviously, Konami makes it. It's a Japanese company, but this is a big departure in terms of setting. So like, it's always set in an American town. Like Silent Hill's in America. Usually set in Silent Hill. It's an American town. So this is like 1960s Japan. So it is aesthetically much more similar to something like Siren or Forbidden Siren, which is on the PlayStation 2. So like a bit like a fresh kind of big departure. I like it. I like the Japanese horror kind of the Ring style kind of enemies and stuff like that. I think that looks really interesting. It's creepy as shit. So yeah, like I'm digging the kind of the vibe of it, you know. So like I think it looks really good. Combat looks interesting. Like she's got a big like I don't know what that weapon is called, but sort of a Japanese kind of ancient samurai weapons.
Is that a scimitar?
Scimitar is...
I don't know.
Possibly, yeah. I'm not even going to try and say I don't think so, because I have no idea. And it's got a release date September 25th, 2025. So yeah, I'm probably going to be too scared to play this. Unless it gets like 10 out of 10 everywhere, and then I'll just like, I have to. Because I don't, it's scary. It's too scary. Oh, I should have said Resident Evil is playable in third person and first person as well. So I should have said, yeah, so September 25th, very soon. It's good to see Silent Hill is back, and on the topic of Silent Hill, Konami and Blubber team, which did the Silent Hill 2 remake that came out last year, have announced they're doing a remake of the original Silent Hill. So
game or movie?
Game. So the first movie is based on the first game. So it's about Harry something, going back trying to find his daughter, I think. Great, awesome. Like take that original story and let's do that, and you'll have kind of the second game and the first game, in a modern kind of package. I think that's awesome. So I'm just happy Silent Hill's back. Hello, Gabriel. Thank you for
just go with it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Nobody
immediately
knows.
Turned off. I'm sure. Yeah. That's what I get for trying to read comments. Yeah. Silent Hill, awesome. It's great to see it back after it was so dormant for so long. Konami just didn't do anything with it. So I'm just happy that we're getting regular Silent Hill games, even if I can't play it. And I think this is one of the second last gaming side. Dying Light, the Beast. You familiar with Dying Light?
No.
So it's like an open world, first person, like parkour game. So like zombies. So you're kind of running around, like doing kind of parkour moves to get away from them and stuff. So there hasn't been one. I think Dying Light 2 was 2018 or something. So it's been a while. This one's got more of kind of a rural settings, kind of in the forest and stuff like that. But like people seem very excited. I've only played demos. I don't think I've actually played a full one straight through. But I know they're very popular and people like them. So yeah, it's good to see it. Good to see it back.
Sorry, just jump back. The reason I was squinting and looking at it, the design of whatever that monster is, the jaw opening is very much like Blade 2, isn't it? The vampires and that.
The Nosferatu looking ones, yeah.
I think we've upset Gabriel. Yeah. Gabriel, I'm a fan of this game.
Bye.
Nice. Thanks for popping down. Thanks for popping. I think it's Fuzzy's upset him. Fuzzy's upset him. Parkour.
End of Abyss. So this is sort of an isometric game, graphically stunning, very kind of artsy looking. But it's sort of the Thing-esque, like there's very the Thing kind of creatures that you're shooting at, and they kind of split in two and stuff like that. So like it looks very kind of twin stick shooter kind of thing, but more atmospheric. So yeah, that looks very cool.
Can I just before you move on,
yes.
just as a point of clarity, I'm probably directing this more at Sorrel as a YouTube expert. When we mentioned that game's name there, Gabrielle's popped in and said, I'm a fan, blah, 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 of the game. Bye. if you say the name of the property whilst doing a live show, does it then push your video in front of people as it's happening? Do you know what I mean? How did he? Because we haven't advertised we're talking about that game. So how's? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Did it trigger something for his algorithm to come for us to come up? I don't think so. Maybe he's a fan of horror games, and Resident 9 was in the title, so he wanted to pop in then.
Interesting. Anyway, sorry. Carry
Gabriel,
on.
if you're still watching, let us know. I like how he said I'm a fan, because I would have instantly read that as he's a fan of us, and then he clarified
Yeah.
of this game, by the way, by use. Yeah,
Peter just give it a go.
we're on top form tonight, man. I have to say, JS. Now, Peter, you're probably wondering why I have a picture of James Bond.
No, I'm not.
No.
You've picked that because it's got a link to horror in terms of favourite series of mine.
Yes, so just a little bit of background. Dying Light. 007 First Light. This is the Bond game. This is just unveiled last week at Summer Games Fest. So this is by the team that do Hitman, IO Interactive, which is a match made in heaven. Like, I did a video on my gaming channel years ago about how I wanted a James Bond game in the style of Hitman, where you're kind of like social stealth. You're walking into a casino, you know, you can set traps and stuff like that, and like disguises and things. It's very espionage, you know. So we got a trailer. It looks incredible. I think there's like laser watches and stuff like that. I think it's gonna have that with a bit of like Uncharted, you know, high octane action sequences and you know, driving sequences and stuff like that. So it looks very cool. It's about young Bond right before he gets his 00 status. That well-known slasher film known as Bond. Well, Fuzzy, if you let me get onto the point, but the reason I'm bringing this up now is if you look at the main actor, you might recognize him as Patrick Gibson from Dexter Original Sin. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's taking on the role as Bond. What do you think of that? He's an Irish actor, actually. I didn't even know.
Oh, that's a shame. No, he's very good in Dexter. How that translates to him being in a video game, I don't know. I presume, is it motion capture or something to do? Or just
it'd be him, mocap suits and stuff.
He's very good in Dexter. But yeah, I'm interested in a Bond game. I'd give this a go. I have to say, do like a bit of Bond. I think I would prefer a Mission Impossible, but yeah. And he's a great actor, so how that, like I say, I don't understand games, James, you know that. How that translates into a performance on a video game.
It's like it's the same.
Let's be honest, video game performances aren't proper performances. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking scandalous to say. That's fucking.
That's exactly why I said it.
Stirs in me that statement, you know. I love
Not real acting, is it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, congratulations, Patrick. You're Bond now, for at least in the video game.
I love the way you're saying congratulations, Patrick. Like you think you might be watching.
Bond,
is he gonna, he'd be sat at home and he'd be thinking, "Oh, thanks, James."
I dig. It's very accurate. Like the face is modeled after him, but he's got the scar, like that we never see Bond have, like from the books and stuff. So it's more book accurate. Which I think
he's got a scar. I haven't read the books actually. Has he got a scar in the books? Is he?
Scar across his cheek in the book. So cool to see that translated. And yeah, I'm just happy we're getting a big budget Bond game that they put effort into. You know, it's gonna be cool. So.
Was the last Bond game GoldenEye? Have we had Bond games since then?
The last one was called 007 Legends. It was a first-person one where it was Daniel Craig, but it was like levels were based on old Bond movies. There was like one from each one. So there's a Goldfinger level and stuff. And before that, there was a really good one called Bloodstone, which is a Daniel Craig one. So we had a few Daniel Craig ones, but Patrick, I'm a fan.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, this is the first one I think in 15 years or something like that's going to be. So yeah, happy.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
The video games are over. You're welcome. Sorry, you can take your finger out of your mouth. Out of your mouth? Out of your ears.
What do you think he's doing when he's watching this?
I don't know. He's like, I don't even know, man. I don't know. Where's tonight going? What's the vibes? We got a new Ash 1/6 figure announced. So this is by the company's on the fucking thing. Where is it?
Come on, James. You've picked a slide for
I can't
toys
read it, man.
this month.
Bio something. A big something studios.
Big 7, is it? Or something? I don't know.
I don't know. This looks great though, doesn't it? I think Ash, Army of Darkness version of Ash, proper muscly, got the eyebrows going on. So you can get the regular version or the deluxe version comes with Evil Ash from Army of Darkness as well. I hope that when this comes out, there's some around. I can't squeeze out to get it at the moment to pre-order, but I've been meaning to get an Ash. This is the version I would want. Rather than, I'm not like a big fan of that. Do you know the one you have?
Yeah.
I prefer the ripped shirt, dirty, grimy, sweaty look. You know. So yeah, I'm really excited to see. Only thing is, like, unfortunately, there's no seamless arm. I think that's the only thing holding it back.
Yeah. Do you get on the special pack? Do you get a separate figure, or is it just an additional head sculpt?
Separate figure.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that'll cost you, obviously, but
Yeah, for the deluxe.
I like the head sculpt on Ash. I think the head sculpt on
it looks
Ash is
great.
very
It
good.
looks suspiciously like the sideshow one.
Yeah, it is very similar, I have to say.
A recast there, but yeah, if I'm getting an Ash, it's going to be this one anyway.
The bottom one reminds me of Peter Capaldi. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I do like the figure. I mean, I'm very happy with the one I've got, but this is a nice figure if you haven't got one. I think pretty cool.
Yep.
I think we've seen this before. Have we not
This is a
talked about this
reissue.
before?
We have a new one, 2.0, and it's got rolling eyeballs. So this is Jill Valentine. It's also got a so the version, see the one on the right here. That was the original. The 2.0 now comes with this thing on the left. This is like the original Resident Evil 3 look. From the original game, so it comes with swappable clothes. So I think that's a really cool feature. So yeah, you know, I'm in a big Resi mood at the moment. I'm like, little stars team would be cool on the shelf. So thinking about it anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, we also have a Chris Redfield from Resident Evil Village was announced. I am not really a fan of this look, to be honest. It's very simple. There's a deluxe version with like tactical gear that just looks like an absolute fucking nightmare to put together. Like I have a Mad Max that has this kind of flak jacket thing, and it's just awful. Like it made me want to throw the figure away. So yeah, if I was to get a Chris Redfield, it probably wouldn't be this version. I'd want like a Resi 5 kind of BSAA outfit, tactical soldier kind of look, rather than this kind of spy look. But it's still cool that they've announced it. So if you want a Chris Redfield, there it is. We have a Donnie Darko was announced.
I mean, that's awful. I'm not going to lie. I think that's awful.
The head sculpt or the whole thing?
The head sculpt.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. The close-up didn't look great either. That's why I didn't put it.
Are these all from the same company? Where have you getting these?
No, Figure Station on YouTube. Big Dog.
Big Dog. I've never even heard of Big Dog.
This is also Big Dog, sorry. Big Dog.
This is always the worry. I mean, we've talked about this before. This is the worry with 1/6 scale figures when you don't recognise the name of the company. Never heard of Big Dog.
Okay, well, they're doing this and they're doing the Ash. And the other two are different companies as well. So MT Toys, I think, is doing Jill.
Yes, since I've seen Donnie Darko, mind, I have to say.
Yeah, I like it. It's a classic.
I think the bunny mask is great, but I think the head sculpt on is it not Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, Jake Gyllenhaal's the main character. This dude was Ash for Love of Horror a couple of years ago. We went last year. He was there. I remember the big cube. People were like Donnie Darko on the side. Yeah. I don't think he has any lines in it, even, does he? I don't think he's the one voicing him in it. It's just his head. But who's gonna have this on the shelf and not have the bunny mask?
Yeah,
So
Fuzzy says I hate that film. I think it's so overrated.
I think it's great.
Well, I'm with Fuzzy, not surprisingly. To be fair, a long time since I've seen it, so I'd probably have to go back and rewatch it. But I think I remember getting to the end of that one and thinking I haven't got a frigging clue what this is all about and what I've watched. But yeah, I remember you saying you hadn't heard of Big Dog before.
Haha! So you have heard of them.
Okay. I still haven't heard of them, Terry. I still haven't heard of them. Tat, Sorrel says. Tat. Yeah, interesting. Next, we mentioned these on Min's official. We mentioned these on Sorrel's channel the other day, but I saw one of the images with the coat off, so I just wanted to mention it. This is the NECA convention exclusive Bride of Frankenstein, like the glow in the dark effect. pretty nice figure if you're into that kind of stuff. Couple of comic book reviews for you. Read this today. This is Blood Type from the EC Comics line. This is a character who's been in one of their anthology tales. Now got our own. I think it's a 4-part mini-series. Basically a vampire. Excuse me, vampire. This started off really well. The artwork on the covers and internal artwork I really like. I like that gritty look to it. But then by the end of the issue, I kind of lost understanding of what the hell was going on. Basically, the start of the story is she's on a boat and she's kind of bewitched the captain and she's eating the crew and things like that, which I really enjoyed. She then ends up on this island and she finds out that there are other creatures or other vampires on the island. So she's basically exploring the island, trying to find the other creatures, as it were. Sadly, as it gets nearer the end, the dialogue seems to just go a bit. It's almost like it's two halves of different writers in the book. It has kept us interested enough to pick up the next issue, so I will give the other issue a go, if just for the artwork, to be honest. I love that kind of gritty vampire look. So yeah, interesting book, worth a read if you like vampire type things. Fuzzy's in the star in Hello Darkness, issue 1 to 3. Thanks, Fuzzy. Yeah, it says it's a character who's been around for a little while. So yeah, looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. You'll Do Bad Things. This is by Boss Logic, who you'll probably recognise as being a bit of a big name in comic books.
The like fake artwork.
A lot of nice covers and things.
Yeah, content like he'll want an actor as a character and he'll do fan art of it. Yeah. I like Boss Logic. He's good.
This had an intriguing premise to start with. 3 issues in now. Basically, it's about a guy who's a writer who had a big one-hit wonder where he did an expose or wrote a book about a true-life killer. As this story's progressed, he's struggling to do his new novel, and as he's writing stuff, it feels like it's happening in real life. So whatever he's writing is happening to people. Covers are great. I'm not a fan of the artwork inside. 3rd issue came out and I'm done. I'm not reading on with this. It's just not really flowing for me. It's just not blowing it away. Not blowing it away. Fuzzy's saying here, I didn't buy it, but I wasn't impressed with it previously. I'm glad I didn't buy it. That's about the vampire book. I actually thought this was the best of the issues. 1 and 2 were tough though. Yeah, I'm just not willing to invest more time in it, Fuzzy. If people tell us it's great at the end, I may pick it up as a trade, but it's just doing out for us, sadly. Just wanted to mention this is out next week. This is Return to Skull Island. This is an official continuation of the Skull Island animated series. It's written by Simon Furman, so you might recognise Simon Furman as a British writer who is probably most well known for his Transformers comic books. He created Death's Head and a few other big characters. He's wrote Transformers most of his career. We met him at Thought Bubble last year. Lovely guy. So yeah, I'm interested in picking this one. As you're saying, it's already been pushed back to the 25th. That's a pain in the arse, isn't it? But yeah, I'll give this one a go. See what it's like. See if it's any good.
Did you watch the animated series?
I haven't. No, I haven't. But I heard it was decent. I have heard
it was good.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give that one a go. It's to be honest, because it's by Simon Furman and I like Simon's work. So yeah. Trailers. Frankenstein.
Now, the entire time I was watching this trailer, I was just like, oh yeah, it's Christian Bale as Frankenstein. And it gets to the end, and I see Jacob Elordi's name, and I'm like, hang on. And I just realized I was mixing two completely different movies together.
I did exactly the same, James. Exactly the same.
So there's the Bride of Frankenstein movie. I think Universal is doing with him. With Christian Bale. This is a separate one. This is Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein in the Guillermo del Toro one.
And what you call him, the guy from Moon Knight,
Oscar Isaac.
Isaac.
This looks great. I think this looks really fun. I like a good classic monster kind of movie. Focusing on Frankenstein is good. I think Oscar Isaac's a really good choice for that. Some really interesting visuals in it. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. This should be good.
I thought the trailer was tremendous. It had a real feel to the original story for me. I thought it sounded and looked really good. This little scene here that I've picked is a bit of an interesting one. That kind of thing on his chest going on looks more sci-fi than Frankenstein to me. It's a bit weird, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it's all about. Looking forward to it.
We'll probably get some like steampunkiness.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, like the whole thing is like he's struck by lightning to wake him up. It's there's a little bit of sci-fi in there. So yeah, looks really cool. Excited.
Ooh, this looks very good.
This looks phenomenal. I cannot believe it. We got our first proper look. We got a couple teasers and stuff at Alien Earth, and I can't believe this is a show. Like this just looks visually flawless, like absolutely stunning. Bit more about the story. So like there was one thing that particularly excited me was that they said that they found 5 different creatures.
Yeah.
From across the I think they said the dark corners of the universe or something like that. So the alien's not the only alien thing in this. I think that's interesting. Potentially, like, is there going to be a predator in there or some other kind of like new alien creature? Like it's going to be cool.
Yeah, it'll be aliens. I'm imagining we're going to get alien fighting the other aliens. Do you know what I mean? As well. My only fear with this is, like you've said, it's a TV show at the end of the day. They'll not have as big as a budget, I guess, as a live action movie. So I hope we're not seeing all the good special effects and stuff in the trailer. I hope it's I just hope it's good. I just want it to be good.
I think it will. Noah Hawley did Fargo, fantastic. So there's a great team behind it. It's just, Alien. Even when Alien's bad, it's still pretty good. Like, so it's allegedly better than the recent film. The last film was great, good, really good, not great. Should have been great. This, I think, will be great though.
I'm excited. Looking forward. Trailer's tremendous.
Yeah,
I loved this. I thought this was amazing.
I'm really digging the vibes of this, man. So this is the Black Phone 2. I'm liking they're going a bit like Nightmare on Elm Street with it, like he's a Freddy Krueger kind of thing. I remember because he did the grabber, played by Ethan Hawke, he dies in the first movie. And we were like, well, how's he going to come back? But then you remember, the first movie is about ghost kids. So obviously he's like going to come back as some kind of spirit thing. So I like the idea that there's no rules for him anymore.
Yeah.
He can just kind of get you wherever or do anything. So I think it's the main character is the same, supposed to be the same kid from the first movie as well. So he's coming back for revenge.
And they were psychic or something, weren't they? The first Kidney's sister or something. That's how the sister found him.
Yeah, they had a psychic bond.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That's how they did it. And then I'm really loving the snowy setting as well. Like I think it's not used enough in horror. And like it's, the cold, like blizzard kind of setting. It's really awesome.
Yeah, looks amazing. Loved the first one. I'm really excited to see this. Trailer's spot on. Okay. Clown in a Cornfield. Spoilers ahead.
I really liked it. I thought it was good. I was so stoked coming up to it. And I went to see, and I would say like I think I came away. Some of it didn't land amazingly for me, but I thought there was one particular really great twist in it that kind of changes what the rest of the movie is, and I thought that was really clever. I think come the end of it, sort of the resolution feels a little bit rushed, and there's particularly not there's a thing that's not tied together at the end at all. In terms of one of the characters kind of disappears from the story, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think like some of the kills in it weren't like super. I think maybe it could have got a bit gorier, like, or maybe it didn't feel as like the from the kills. But I thought it was really fun. I really loved the main character, and I thought she was awesome. I like how kind of some of the classic kind of high school tropes are flipped in their head a little bit here, in terms of like, the bitchy crowd is kind of the group of friends that she meets, and like you kind of learn a bit more about some of them, and I thought that was really interesting as well. So like I think it's just nice to have slashes back, man, and I enjoyed this one. This was good.
So for me, this was bog standard. It's not bad, but it's not great. I don't think it really does anything new for the franchise. I will say that the twist halfway through, and spoilers, ladies and gents, so if you want to watch this and not know spoilers, stick your fingers in your ears. I thought the twist was great. I didn't see that coming. It hadn't been hinted at in the trailers, which is basically that this clown character is actually the entire town. There's
It's
30,
Hot Fuzz.
40. Yeah.
It's basically
Hot
Hot
Fuzz.
Fuzz.
Yeah,
Yeah, literally
It's
it's Hot
30,
Fuzz.
40 of these guys running around doing the same thing, kind of thing, which was a good twist halfway through that I wasn't anticipating.
When they all start coming out of the cornfield together, I thought that was great.
Yeah,
you know?
so that
I love
was good. I enjoyed some of the characters in this. I didn't particularly fall in love with any of them. I think the vast majority of the kind of the teen characters you're given a little bit of an introduction to, and then by the time they're dispatched, I didn't really care for them, really, to be honest. My biggest issue with it is, one, the ending. I thought you're absolutely right. One of the main characters just
The villain.
what happens? He
The
just wanders
movie's
off.
villain just
wanders off.
get no resolution to it.
Presuming
gets
that's
away.
for a sequel or something. I understand this is based on a series of books, so maybe there's more to come.
I
or something.
didn't even know that. I thought this was the
Yeah.
original.
My biggest issue, the deaths, the kills, were just dull. There was very little exciting in here. The only one that I really kind of grinned at was when, I can't even remember what it is. There's like a plank or a box or something swings and hits someone's head.
Smacks the guy in the head and crushes his head.
Yeah.
There's a bit where someone runs into, I can't remember if it's a pitchfork or a
Chainsaw.
chainsaw. Yeah, I like that one. I thought that was fun as well.
I don't know. I think I'm used now to seeing more creative deaths, particularly when we're coming out with things like we watched Final Destination a week or two ago.
Yeah.
This didn't feel particularly inventive, but it's probably not meant to be. Do you know what I mean? It's meant to be your standard slasher, I guess. Yeah. So for me, it's average. It's. Did I think I need to see it in the cinema? Absolutely not. I could have watched this at home on Netflix or something, you know. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's a good time. I think one weird thing was that you don't find out who a good few of the clowns are. Where like come the end of it, all the surviving ones are the characters that we've met so far. You know, I also think it's kind of obvious as soon as you see how many of them there are that it's everybody. Like that's like you kind of later on there's a reveal. It's not really a reveal, you know already that's them. It is exactly Hot Fuzz because it's that one was also about the people trying to clean up the town and get rid of the riffraff
for the greater good, isn't it?
Exactly for the greater good, exactly. So I thought that was odd. So yeah, like it's pretty good. I'm happy it exists, and it does have a bit of a Fear Streety kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if this was on Netflix under the Fear Street banner. Do you know what I mean? That's how.
Well, this is a Shudder movie, so this will be on Shudder, in the next few weeks. But it's a good time. Just weird that the villain just gets away at the end, and we never find out.
I literally, and interestingly, I often use my wife as a gauge for these kind of films. She didn't mind this. She thought it was all right, which was interesting. But I literally turned to her at the end and said, "Did I nod off? Have I fallen asleep?" And missed
I waited
the
for
end
a
of the
post-credits.
film.
I thought it was going to be a post-credit scene or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, nothing.
Because, ladies and gentlemen watching, the main bad guy literally, does he get in a car and drive off?
Yeah.
That's
Vanishes.
it. It just ends.
Gets away.
You get you kind of get a couple of months later or whatever, and everything's taken away. And I kind of thought, is he going to come back in the car at the end when she's driving away? Or it was just very.
I couldn't believe it. But the credits started rolling. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Only other thing I would say is I think this has a fantastic gay storyline in it. That was really surprising, and I just thought I thought that was a really clever surprise, in the movie. I just thought there was really sweet kind of bit there as well. So
really it's going to depend. We're getting into dodgy territory. It's going to depend on your outlook on those kind of things, because I have to say there's a reveal at the end about a gay relationship, which for someone like myself and for James, we probably thought, oh, that's nice. There was an audible ugh in my cinema when that happened.
Come on, really?
Yeah. But I think probably more because it was laying on in kind of choreographed kind of way, so it felt a bit strange at one point. I thought it was perfectly fine, and I kind of knew it was coming. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was interesting. It's an interesting one. And Fuzzy, no mate, no, the twist isn't that it's a potato field. That would have been
That's the
interesting.
sequel, Clown in the Spud field, isn't it? Yeah.
Clown in a tatty field, Space Island. Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah.
So solid movie. Like, go check it out if you're interested in it. It's good, fun slasher. Just nothing really exceptional about it, I think.
Yeah. Dangerous Animals. I've not seen this one yet, James. So tell us a little bit about this.
I'll stay spoiler free. So this is the Jai Courtney's serial killer feeds people sharks movie.
What you call him? It's not Bullseye, man. Boomerang, isn't it?
Boomerang.
Guy who played Boomerang.
Yeah, and he's in Spartacus as well. Die Hard. He's John McClane's son as well. Yes, this is fantastic. I think it's really just a really really good time. Jai Courtney probably I think his best performance that he's ever given. There's a bit of Buffalo Bill in there. A bit of his Captain Boomerang. He just plays like a grubby Australian guy. Like he's Australian himself, but he just plays that kind of grubby, dirty guy really, really well. So yeah, he was as charming as always in this. It's just I don't know really know what more I can say about it. It's just a good thriller, a good kind of captor movie, a really good shark movie. A good killer hostage kind of movie. Like it's just I just thought it was fantastic. From start to finish, really, really loved it.
Good stuff. I might try and get to see this one this weekend.
Yeah, definitely do. Yeah.
Best performance, hardly a high.
Jai Courtney is a fantastic actor. Like, come on, this just shows that he's a great actor, and I think he's not getting the credit he deserves.
Like being the smartest mind.
What's with the Jai Courtney hate, man? I love him. I've always loved him since he's Var in Spartacus.
Okie dokie. So when we're thinking about we're kind of a topic to end tonight, I thought we'd try and link it to this. And I did a bit of a Google for water-based or animal-based horrors. This is in no particular order, so didn't get excited about how they worked that grading out or all that kind of stuff. I've just picked a few films.
What's with the chap, man? He's awesome. He's great.
I just wanted to see if you've seen these. So these are all horrors based on kind of, like I say, water animals or things at sea. So let's have a look-see. Got a few here. They've listed The Meg as a horror. I cannot believe that. It's dog shit. Have you seen The Meg?
Just because they're not mutually exclusive, Peter. A dog shit movie can also be a horror movie. I think it's a stupid action movie masquerading as a horror movie. So I think you can put it in that genre, but it's like.
Have you seen the second one?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've heard.
Yeah. Shallows. Now, that's the one I haven't seen. That's the one about sharks, I believe, isn't it? Have you seen that one?
Phenomenal. I actually went to the premiere of this. I was like standing outside the cinema and someone said, I have a ticket. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah. So this is Blake Lively. It is basically it's a girl who's out surfing and she cuts her leg on a rock and she climbs onto like she's basically stuck on like a little rock in
coral
the
rock
water.
or something. Yeah.
And a shark is circling her trying to get her. So that's basically the whole movie. It's one of those kind of like Buried kind of like one setting,
like one person,
but just phenomenally done. Like it's really incredible. So
I fancied that one. But
I would say it's my favorite shark movie. I'd probably put that number one for me. Like I love that one.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out. Deep Blue Sea. Now, I have seen it. Is this the one? Remind us. Is this the one where Sam Jackson's in it?
Yes.
And he gets ridiculously eaten?
He's giving a big speech, and then the shark jumps out of the water and pulls him in. Yeah.
I mean, it's a long time since that's a silly one again. But it's a long time since. Now, Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship. I haven't heard about that one in years.
So when I saw it on the list, I remember watching this years and years and years ago. But I can't say I've seen it for a long, long time, really. And I can't even remember anything about it. I certainly don't remember it being an 18. I thought it was like a low-level, fun kind of horror.
A teen
Do you know
one,
what I
like
mean?
The Haunting kind of
thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I have not seen it since not long after it came out. I'm pretty sure like I watched this with my family when I was like 8 or 9. Yeah. So I don't remember anything from it, to be honest. Like, I
might have to go back and check it out because I do like a ghost story. So yeah. Now, Lake Placid, the original, because I think the sequels went crazy, but I remember absolutely loving Lake Placid. It's got Bill Pullman in it. I'm a big fan of Bill Pullman. But have you seen Lake Placid? About the huge
the crocodile one.
Yeah, alligator, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's got what you call her? Someone remind us in the chat. Is it Betty Thingy-majig, the lovely little old lady from America or whatever, feeding the bloody alligator?
Yeah.
So she's like It's this
White?
giant alligator killing everybody.
Yeah.
And they go and they're trying to work out where it is. And there's this little house on the kind of the lakeside. This little old lady who's literally feeding the bloody thing. It comes up and gets the... So, yeah, I love Lake Placid. Again, a long time since I've seen it. Need to watch it
They
again.
went on to do a Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Oh, there's been
movie,
loads.
so
Yeah.
there's like 12 of them or something. Yeah.
Yeah, pass on that one. Now, excuse me. Leviathan is a one I've heard a lot about but never have seen. It's
don't know
got
this one.
Peter Weller in it. I quite like. So, perched on the hull of a wrecked Soviet freighter, a team of deep-sea miners led by the head oceanographer Steve Beck come face to face with a mutant creature that's the product of a failed genetic experiment. I've heard a lot of people say this is a decent film, but I don't think it's ever hit my radar. I've never seen it on like late night movies. I've never seen it on Sky Movies or anything like that. So I don't know if it's just been and gone and disappeared into the ether. Let us know in the chat if we've got 9 people watching. Let us know if any of you have seen this Leviathan, and if it's any good. Am I on the right person? Peter Weller. Is Peter Weller RoboCop?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the one that I might go and check out at some point and see. Fuzzy's saying Piranha 3 Double D.
I love that one. Gianna.
Well, we've got a few more here. Below, again, not a one that I've heard of. Don't know if you've seen that one, James.
No, don't know that one.
Crew of a US Navy submarine in World War II rescue survivor from a sunken ship only to face a series of mysterious deaths and supernatural occurrences. I quite like it when you do these Googles of top 10 or top 20 IBM movies, because quite often there's a lot of them that pop up that I've just never even heard of.
Yeah.
We've got some classics here. So we've got The Fog, which I know you're a fan of.
Love it.
The original, obviously, not the one with Superman in it. Though I've not seen that, mind. To be fair, I've not seen the one with the young guy from Smallville in it. Have you seen it, the remake?
Yes.
No, I ain't seen
It's
it.
crap.
Is it bad?
It's
is it?
awful. It's so bad. Yeah. No, it's just completely missing the charm of that. Like, I don't even, the whole, like, this is Stevie Wayne, like that whole thing. It just falls flat in that movie. So yeah, it was awful. I remember. Bad.
We've got Jaws, probably arguably one of the biggest horror movies based on kind of sharks and creatures, terrified generations of people about going into the sea. Yeah. Still kind of get away from the fact that is such a low grade in terms of, it's got some horrific scenes in, which were just shown on normal TV. I think, was it a PG over here or something like that?
Yeah,
it just blows my mind.
Isn't there a floating head at one point?
Yeah, kids getting eaten, it's like, an absolute classic. An absolute classic. A more modern classic, I think, is Crawl. I absolutely love Crawl.
Yeah, phenomenal. Alligators it's like in Florida and avoiding alligators and stuff. Just amazing. Love that one.
If you haven't seen that one, ladies and gents, it's well worth checking out. It's storm season in Florida or whatever, and this lady goes to find her dad, and basically all the houses are submerged in this. I always get it confused. I don't know, is it alligators or crocodiles?
Alligators are the American ones, and crocodiles are like Aussies.
So the alligators are kind of swimming around, and she's trying to move around our collapsing house and stuff, and there's some real good scenes in it. It's a particularly favourite of mine. I love it. So, Creature of the Black Lagoon. I will have seen that. I mean, this is from 1954. I will have seen that when I was probably 9 or 10, staying over at my grandparents' house, and we used to watch the old kind of horror movies on a night time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just moving past that, James.
I wasn't sure.
But I haven't seen it since then. Have you actually seen this one?
I've never seen it. No. I remember a few years ago I went back to watch some of the classic Universal, and I got through Dracula and Frankenstein, and I stopped. I was like, this is enough. They're not super watchable really anymore.
It's
the
like
50s
everything.
is a lot later, so maybe that'd be more.
My fear with these kind of films is like comic books. If you go back and read some of the original Spider-Man run, they're not the best. So yeah, I haven't watched it in a long, long time. Reading the recent comic book series didn't excite us to go back and rewatch it. Although I would say I'd like to see some kind of update of this in the cinema. It would be interesting. I think the nearest we got really was Cabin in the Woods with the mer creature, the mer. That was pretty cool. So yeah. Terry is just saying here, I remember going to see Jaws when it came out with a girlfriend. When the face hit the porthole, we both dived below the seats. Yeah. Now, the last one I wanted to mention, I've heard tons of great stuff about this, but I've never seen it. This is The Lighthouse with Patterson, Robert Patterson, and what's he called again? William Dafoe. Yeah. Never seen it, but I've heard good things. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I saw it in the cinema, and I love it.
Is it a horror then? Is it because I don't? I'm watching the trailer. I don't even understand what it's about.
It's like an isolation. There's not like necessarily like a monster in it. It's more just like they're just going crazy. But it is. I reference this movie like every other week. Just like something will come up and I'm like, oh, I like The Lighthouse. There's a particular bit in it involving Pattinson and a seagull. That's really really crazy. And then it gets very freaky at the end. Towards the end, it starts getting very weird and very freaky, and it's freaky throughout. It's it's Robert Eggers who did Nosferatu, The Witch and stuff. So so it's worth watching. I'd say it's an interesting one. Definitely. He's also doing a Scrooge movie now with Defoe. So,
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's a great choice, I think. I just think that snowy kind of Nosferatu setting, and then Defoe as Scrooge, like, it's a perfect choice.
I just don't know that I need another Scrooge adaptation. Do you
That's
know what
one
I mean?
for the kids now, isn't it? Like,
but you would think with that talent and that director, it's not going to be for the kids.
Oh, no, I think it's going to be family friendly.
Yeah, if they're going to lean into like a more horror version of it, I suppose. But
at worst, it will get like Tim Burton-y. I think that's about as freaky as you're going to get.
Yeah. Anyway, that's we're done. Thank you very much, everybody. Really do appreciate everybody that's watched tonight. That is the end of the show, so thank you so much. James, anything to add before we call it a night?
Well, Peter, it's not Halloween, but I still think everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Bye.